What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the most recent Best Picture winner, Anora. I'm going to give you guys my overall thoughts on the film, how many Oscars it won, and was it deserving of the Best Picture award? We're going to talk about it all. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on Anora down below in the comment section, and do you think this was the Best Picture of 2024, the best movie of the 10 nominated? Let's talk about it all down below. Hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell to help me reach my goal of 5,000 subscribers here on the channel. And let's hop into Anora. So, I watched this movie last year, heard a lot of Oscar buzz for it, wanted to check it out and see if it would make my top 10 end of the year list, and it actually made that top 10 end of the year list. I believe it came in at number 10 for 2024, so I was pretty high on the movie. Well, I rewatched it with my wife, and my thoughts might have changed just the slightest of bits, but when I went into Anora, all I heard about was that this movie was a frontrunner for the award season, and everyone loved this movie. That Mikey Madison, the girl who screamed her head off in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and a Ghostface killer, was going to possibly win the Academy Award for Best Actress. I had to see it and see if it was going to be true. And hopping right into the positives, this movie is first off hilarious. Throughout the entirety of it, both times I watched it, I laughed throughout it. The script is so funny, but really the physical chemistry through several of these characters throughout the entire film will have you howling with laughter. You gotta talk about these performances. Mikey Madison delivers. Is she the best performance of last year? Honestly, I thought so. I was really rooting for her. Everyone wanted me more to win for The Substance. I was always Team Mikey, and I was thoroughly surprised that she ended up taking home the Best Actress award. I dug her performance, and from seeing her as a Ghostface killer, which yes, she was solid in, seeing her as a girl who screamed her head off in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I mean, this is the scene I remember her for.
Fuck them! I say we cut their cocks off and make them eat it.
So, I didn't really expect this performance, this juggernaut of a performance from her that she gave us, and it was fantastic. I was thoroughly into this story. I was thoroughly into this character of Anora, and I was thoroughly just into this performance. I bought what she was selling. That's all I'm saying. I bought what she was selling. And you gotta give credit to Sean Baker. He directed, edited, wrote, and produced this movie. He literally did everything for this movie. It was made with a $6 million budget, and they crafted just such a fast-paced, witty, hilarious story. And Sean Baker, who won Best Picture for this movie, who won Best Director for this movie, all possibly rightfully so. We'll get to that a little bit later in the video, but Sean Baker did a damn good job with this movie. I am very unfamiliar with this director, so I'm excited to go and check out some of his filmography. The romance and love story between Anora and Vanya, her love interest throughout this movie, while it is very Pretty Woman-esque because of like just the situation they have, because Anora is a sex worker and Vanya is just a really rich, spoiled dickhead of a guy, so they end up hanging out and possibly falling in love. That's the one thing that kind of was ambiguous about the movie was, are they actually in love? Are they not? Is this kind of just one of those things? And Vanya is just one of those characters who is just complete dipshit. I mean, throughout the entire movie, you're like, this kid is so spoon-fed, he's so spoiled, and Anora almost sees an opportunity in this, and I think that when she sees that opportunity, she really almost starts to fall in love with Vanya because of the life he can provide for her, but just something different, someone who does actually treat her right. I mean, he seems very in love with this girl like the first time he meets her, and their love story, and they'll have like a whole montage of like this like just greatness going on between the two couples, like the honeymoon phase. I mean, it's fantastic. It's like a 20-minute montage. It's just so fun to watch. It's so fun to see. And again, it just has a little romance vibe in there that just hits really hard. When you get to the like midpoint of the movie where Vanya's whole family really starts finding out what's going on, that he married a stripper, that's when the movie takes a turn. Just a complete 180 from this like happy, fast-paced love story to this most chaotic, crazy, insane movie you've ever seen. I mean, it's very stressful when watching. I think that Sean Baker really just captured that. I mean, like, they're tying Anora up, just trying to get her to calm down, and she is screaming, kicking, biting, and I mean, it's freaking hilarious. Bites this dude's shoulder, headbutts this other guy. It's just a very physical comedy that's absolutely hilarious, and the guys that are trying to get Vanya and Anora to divorce before Vanya's parents basically kill him. I mean, that whole scene is chaotic, but it's absolutely hilarious, and it felt real. It felt very, very real. Lots of positives on this movie. Let's hop over to a couple negatives. When you get to that second half of the movie, especially on rewatch, you lost me a little bit. I mean, it's not as interesting as the love story and the relationship that's building in the beginning. This is now everything getting torn apart by Vanya's parents, who are just... the nicest of people. So it does definitely take a turn, and I wouldn't say for the worst, but definitely just takes a turn that slows down the pace of the film quite a bit. And I think that's what I like so much about it, is how fast it moved, how funny it was, how chaotic it was, and it takes a slower turn to really just resolve everything into a way that, like, they get Vanya away from Anora, finds out that he is really just a complete and utter dumbass. And that was my biggest negative on the rewatch, especially. I mean, I still dug this movie. It still stays in my top 10 of last year. It's just that 180 turn it takes really slows the pace down in the film, that I think the pace was working to its advantage in the beginning. I think towards the end, it really slows down a bit. But now let's move over into the awards talks. Was this the definitive best picture, aka the best movie of 2024? No, it wasn't. And does it deserve the award? I'm glad this won over The Brutalist. I really, really am. I'm just not into that movie. Not into that. Especially Adrian Brody winning over Timothée Chalamet. So I'm glad this beat The Brutalist. And it was really between Anora and Conclave. I enjoyed Anora much more than Conclave. Conclave was very solid, but I enjoyed Anora that much more. So was it deserving of the couple that were in the running? Sure. But if you have putting us up with Wicked, Dune Part 2, no. Anora's not up there with those. Do I think this is still a solid movie? Yes. Do I think it's the best movie of last year? No. But again, if you're comparing this to Conclave, I think it's better. If you're comparing this to The Brutalist, the two movies that are really in talks to win over Anora, I think this was better than those three. So am I mad that Anora won Best Picture? Absolutely not. Do I think it's absolutely deserving? Not necessarily. Nonetheless, I am glad this movie won over Conclave and The Brutalist. And I'm really, really happy for Mackie Madison. Really interested to see what she does next, because she takes on the role of this sex worker to a T. And there's scenes throughout this movie that will make you very uncomfortable when watching it, especially like a dance striptease she does at the big mansion they're at for Vanya. The way she just dives into this, that shit's crazy. It was just bonkers. And when I rewatched it, especially with my wife, I was like, I'm uncomfortable. I don't know if I like it, but it's still a good movie. So at the end of the day, I dig Anora. It's still in my top 10 of 2024. It is a very solid movie, and I am happy it won Best Picture over Conclave and The Brutalist and The Substance, and I'm still here. Just wish Dune Part 2 when it won it. But nonetheless, I really dug Anora. Really love what they gave to offer us. And that is our most recent Best Picture winner. And those are my overall thoughts and opinions on Anora. Let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions on Anora down below. Do you think it was worth that Best Picture Academy Award? Let's talk about it all down below. Hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Thank you guys for watching and for being here. And I'll see you in the next one.